Hello there guys, it's Captain Invisible here and welcome to a 1 versus 1 on Medieval 2 Total War. I'm in command of the Byzantine Empire and my opponent for today is Explicit.D.A in command of Portugal. So, my army consists of a unit of peasants just holding the front. I'm going to use them as a missile screen just to absorb missile fire and whatever other role they can be used in, just basically as a meat shield. For missiles, I've got 4 units of the Byzantine Guard archers. Not the best archers in the game, but they will do fairly well in a missile fight, and they're pretty good in melee as well. So they'll be quite good for a supporting role as a supporting infantry role. I've got 4 units of the dismounted Latin con. Always love these guys. The armour is really nice. I really love the armour design with the little face masks. And they're not bad infantry for holding enemy troops. I've got 4 units of the mounted Latin con. So they're going to be my cavalry wing for this battle. And they're going to just do strikes on the enemy and just be my heavy cav support for my infantry. I've got one hiding in the woods here, which I shall explain later on. For supporting infantry, I've got 3 units of these dismounted Byzantine lancers with an armour upgrade and a chevron as well, just to make them a bit stronger than they already are. And then on this side I've got 3 units of the Varangian Guard, always a nice infantry unit to bring for the Byzantine Empire, really strong on the charge and good against cavalry. And then my general is in a general's bodyguard unit, the late period version, with the lancers, just to give them that extra charge and defense. So we'll take a look at Explicit's army. He's got 4 units of the Pavis crossbowmen with defense upgrades, so a really tough missile force to try and crack, certainly better than my own archers. These Pavis shields will absorb my missile fire like nothing else, so they're going to be tough to take out in a missile fight. He's got 4 units of pike militia defending them. Always a nice pickup. They're fairly cheap, so they're going to be able to hold off more expensive infantry units for quite a while, and also stop cavalry charges from hitting his missiles. So yeah, a really nice pickup there. And it looks like he's giving them gold upgrades. Then he's got 4 units of fully upgraded dismounted conquistadors, a very scary infantry force. My Latin con are going to have a hard time with these guys, because as good as my Latin con are, they're not as good as the dismounted conquistadors. And he's backing them up on the right flank with 3 units of dismounted feudal knights, the ever-trusted dismounted feudal knights, holding his right flank, so a good, nice solid infantry force there. And his cavalry is consisting of these 4 units of Knights of Santiago with defense upgrades on them. And then his general is in a general's bodyguard unit, just at the top of the hill here. So we'll play this battle, and I shall just go over what the plan was. So I originally I was originally deployed down here, which obviously, as you can see, is not the best position to be in with his position on the hill, and I knew he would be on this hill, so I redeployed all the way up here on this hill, and I knew he wouldn't come down to face me, but I just wanted even terrain, so I wanted to come down to this sort of even terrain and have a general fight in this area. So yeah, to explain my cavalry on this flank, I was hoping that even though I'm moving them, they won't be hidden anymore. But I was hoping that the trees would kind of screen the cavalry. If you go over to his side, you can see this blob moving, but it's very hard for him to see this little cavalry unit over here. And I was hoping I could sneak it in here and just leave it here, hidden down here, to do strikes on him later on. So as you can see, I'm moving over just to get into a better position. As I say, I'm hoping that he's going to come down to this sort of level and face me on the flat. So yeah, that was that's the general plan. I'm not going to win the missile fight. It's just way out of my favour with these Pavis crossbowmen with their defence upgrades. As I say, as good as my archers are, archers in this game don't generally do well versus the Pavis crossbowmen, unless they've got the armour piercing, and even then it's still a tough fight. So he definitely has a missile advantage, but as I say, hopefully I can use some cavalry tactics to even that out. Not to give anything away, but if you've seen any of my previous videos, certainly with Hungary, you'll know how my cavalry tactics work, and it's the same principle with these Latin con. They are quite fast cavalry units, so they are going to do quite well in the sort of harassment charging phase of a battle. So I'm just trying to get into range with these Pavis crossbowmen, just to start a missile engagement and hopefully get him to hold his position so that I can look for an opening with my cavalry. He's currently firing at my peasants, which is exactly what I need him to do. There's no point me suffering excess casualties on my archers when he can shoot at my peasants. The crossbowmen have a slower rate of fire than my archers, so any shots he gets on my peasants, he's going to have to reload those shots, whereas my archers are going to be able to fire a lot faster and get some missile damage down. But they are going to suffer against these Pavis crossbowmen, and it looks like he's stopped firing at my peasants and he's going to target my Byzantine guard archers, which is a nice move there by Explicit. So currently I'm focusing fire on this unit here with two of my guard archers, and then this unit here with my guard archers, just to weaken the flank units. If I can get enough volume of fire down on them, I might be able to weaken them a lot more than I would if I spread all my fire across his line. So yeah, I generally try and mass fire my missiles onto one unit. Concentration fire usually works quite well in this game. So this unit of cavalry has stopped just at the tree line, just here. Hopefully he's forgotten about them if he's seen them before, and if he hasn't, they'll certainly be hidden once they've sat still for long enough. I've just got my cavalry, my infantry in support of my guard archers, just in case he decides to charge my own archers. And we'll just, our guard archers are just getting annihilated by these crossbowmen. His missile superiority is very clear in this battle. But as you can see, I am weakening these crossbowmen. Not by too much, but by just enough to keep them occupied. This unit was taking quite a beating from the guard archers on that side, so I was a little bit thankful for that. So as you can see from the timer, it's a fairly quick battle for a field battle, so the action does happen thick and fast later on. but right now I think we're just facing off against each other and just seeing what the other person is going to do with their units. It's sort of a standoff, as you were. So right here, my Latin con are going to try to do a strike on these crossbowmen. I've also moved my peasants up to try and charge this unit, and I've got some cavalry movement on this side. So I'm basically distracting him on this flank. See, I'm pulling that unit back again, just so I can catch these units. And I decided to go for this one because I see him pulling back behind his stakes. So I was distracting on that side, hoping to keep his attention on that side, and then using my cavalry to swoop in when his attention was off this unit. So it decided to do a counter charge against my Byzantine guard archers, but I'm going to follow him with this unit of Latin con and catch him with this one. He is going to get a charge off on my guard archers. But now I've got his cavalry surrounded, I'm going to be able to isolate them. So I catch this unit of his cavalry with this unit of Latin con, but he's going to be able to pull out of that fight. And as I said, we've trapped this unit of cavalry, and we're going to hopefully be able to isolate it from his army and destroy it. So we surround this unit of cavalry with both our Latin cons, but he does have cavalry in reserve to be able to counter us and surround our own cavalry. So that's going to be problematic for this fight. He's pulled out of that other cavalry fight, so we're going to have to stop chasing him on that side. And we're going to have some infantry engagements with these pikemen. A nice Latin con charge into these pikemen should force them to drop their pikes and have to fight us hand to hand. The cavalry fight here didn't go so well for us. He brought pikemen up to support, but he's also had archery fire coming in and more cavalry support. But we are deciding to send all our infantry in now, just to tie up his forces. I don't know how well my infantry is going to do, but at least if we can get into the fight, we're not going to be shot at by his crossbowmen very easily. So I'm using my Varangian Guard to hold up this flank. Again, they are really good against cavalry, so this fight should go well with my Varangian Guard in. And then I've got my general in support, along with what's left of this unit of Latin con. My infantry is fully engaged in his lines. There's a huge brawl in the centre. His pikemen are holding very bravely, but they're not doing so well with their swords out, and they're going to get hacked down by my Latin con. But he does have his dismounted conquistadors in the fight now, so they're going to be turning this flank around. And I did lose. My cavalry is fighting all the way on this flank, but it is going to get surrounded and it's going to lose that engagement. I'm trying to send infantry to support, but it catches this unit with his general's bodyguard, so I can't support any of my cav fights on the flank except for this one, which has Varangian Guard in. He did send his own infantry support, but my Varangian Guard have got this covered, and they're going to be able to fight off these dismounted feudal knights. There's still some more cavalry coming in for Explicit. He's still got quite a lot of cavalry left, and he's going to be able to put down more cavalry strength against me.
Our foolish general has thrown his life away, and perhaps
And there goes my general,
with it.
as the announcer said. He obviously decided that he was going to put on paper mache armour instead of real armour in this battle.
They have lost half their men.
If you don't know what paper mache is, it's basically newspaper dipped in glue, and what you do with it then is you can cover a balloon. If you blow a balloon up and cover the balloon in paper mache, this sort of newspaper glue mix, what happens is if you leave it to dry, it solidifies into a plaster type substance, like you get with casts for broken arms. And if you pop the balloon, then you end up with quite a nice hollowed paper mache ball, which you can use as which they use as pinatas and things. So yeah, he must have decided that he was going to make his armour out of that stuff. Very, very poor,
I
poor
pray the
performance
course
there
of
by
this
my
battle
general.
changes, because defeat seems almost certain.
Indeed, we are being defeated. But the Avenging Guard obviously haven't noticed that. They are doing quite well in this battle. So there's breaking all the way down my line. He managed to defeat my cavalry on this flank, and he's just crushed this entire flank. And slowly but surely he's going to be able to rip through my infantry, and it's going to be a good game to Explicit. It was a very tough fight. Spain is just a lot better than the Byzantine Empire with its conquistadors and other units. And I could blame the Byzantine Empire for this defeat, but honestly it was probably my fault as well. It's my tactics for this battle were quite poor, and as I say, without better missiles, these Pavis crossbowmen were always going to have an advantage. So in that regard, it was quite a tough fight, and it was well played by Explicit. He did all the right stuff, and I just wasn't able to beat him in this battle. And as you can see, he's still got quite a good number of troops. These conquistadors just absolutely ripped through my men, and I just have very little left. In fact, I'm going to admit defeat in a second.
We have been dealt a stinging defeat today.
So that's the battle. I'll show you the results because they're quite interesting. But yeah, it's a loss from me, I'm afraid. It's my second loss on my channel. I do lose. I lose quite a lot actually. So it's nice to show you some of my losses, just to show you how different tactics work against me, not just my tactics against other people. So, as you can see from the results, I killed 1,080 men and got 31 captures, and Explicit killed 1,111 of my men and captured 334 of them. So it was pretty close in terms of kills, but he got more captures and thus won the battle. As far as casualties inflicted goes, my general did it okay, but usually my general bodyguards get at least 100 kills. My bodyguards are quite powerful, and I was a bit disappointed with this paper mache general. Not good at all. And as you can see, my mounted Latin con didn't do too well either. They just weren't up to the same standard as his cavalry. Certainly weren't a match for his, and got defeated way too easily in their fights. The Avenging Guard did well. A lot of them were engaged with cavalry, which, as you know, two-hander units are good against cavalry, providing they don't get charged, so they were doing quite well in their fight. And as you can see, my dismounted Latin con were absolutely destroying units. They must have been faced against quite a lot of pikemen, and some of the weaker feudal knight units. The ones that were versing the conquistadors would have taken more casualties and been defeated quicker. Maybe this one, but yeah, they put up a brave effort there. My dismounted Byzantine lancers didn't do too bad either. They weren't up to the task of defeating any of the infantry units that Explicit brought, so for a few to get sort of 46, 47 kills are not too bad, although this one did quite poor, but it's to be expected. They were the supporting infantry, and I had to throw them in just to do something to the front lines. So yeah, it was a poor engagement for them, but they did well in it. And then my Byzantine Guard archers got a respectable amount of kills, not too great, but not too bad. They were versing Pavis crossbowmen, so it's to be expected for them not to do too well. And then my unit of peasants got 3 kills, so they got something at least. Right, so those are the results, guys. Again, a loss for me. Well played by Explicit, and don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you.